The evolution of the Battlefield franchise is something we've all seen and experienced, whether it was from the very start with 1999 codename Eagle, or as more people will be familiar with, 2002 Battlefield 1942. Potentially you could have joined the franchise later on with some of the big hitting and more popular titles like Battlefield 3 or Battlefield 1. Either way, Battlefield has amassed a huge following, and even after the Battlefield 5 debacle, it has to be considered a large and successful franchise that's just currently in a bit of a dip. Just to give you an idea of the amount of games and DLCs released since the first proper Battlefield game, that being 1942 that was released in 2002, take a look at this list. I won't read through them all, but it's clear to see. There has been a pretty steady flow of content for nearly 20 years. In this video I'm going to do something a little bit different to the usual commentary. For the first few minutes I am going to give my thoughts on the direction of the franchise and where I think the current trajectory is taking us. At about the 4 to 5 minute mark though, a small montage will start. A few of you watching that have been around for quite a while on this channel might recognise the content, as large parts of the montage were featured quite a few years ago before Battlefield 5 was even rumoured. At that point the hype was real, however I've now added a Battlefield 5 section to the end showcasing some of the moments that kind of highlight that series and a few moments that I've had that I thought were actually pretty epic. Now we await news on the next Battlefield game, and that puts me on to the next point. What is actually coming next? With Battlefield 5 being such a tricky game for DICE in so many ways, I think two major things will definitely change. Firstly, DICE won't touch another historical shooter for quite some time. This probably means steering clear of major conflicts like Vietnam, not because they wouldn't be popular with the fans, but because they carry more risk than a modern or slightly futuristic setting. I also believe they'll spend far more time developing the base game and producing additional content for DLCs, an opinion backed up by the extended period before release that we already have, and rumours that the next Battlefield game has been under development for 2 years already and potentially was supposed to release in 2018, although they ran into some problems. Again, these are rumours, so believe them as much as you want. Both of these factors are positive things for the franchise though. I want a modern game, as do the majority of the community, but even those that are fixated on a Battlefield Vietnam or a Battlefield Cold War gone hot sort of game, they'd probably take a modern game if it was done correctly. The next game also needs to take elements from the previous successful games. Take a look at the sandbox element in Battlefield 4, the atmosphere and grit that we had in Battlefield 1, and the replayability and groundbreaking tech that we had in Battlefield 3. Maybe then Battlefield will once again try and rival its major competitor in the FPS market, Call of Duty. It wasn't too long ago that we were saying Battlefield was on par with Call of Duty. Call of Duty is a behemoth, it's a juggernaut, it releases so many games and they all sell so many copies, but you have to aim at some sort of target, and I think Battlefield trying to get near the sort of sales that Call of Duty achieves has to be that target. So as I said, I'll now let a montage play in the background. It took quite a lot of time to make and shows the evolution of Battlefield over time, starting all the way back with 1942, moving to Vietnam, Battlefield 2, 2142, Bad Company, Heroes, 1943, Bad Company 2, then onto the big games Battlefield 3, 4, Hardline, Battlefield 1, and then we finish up with Battlefield 5. The last few games are the ones that I've played the most of, but I think that we can all agree that everyone will get hyped up the minute DICE release any sort of teaser for the next game. What is coming next? Let me know down in the comments what you think. As I've said, I think it's a modern game. That's what will be coming next, and DICE won't touch any major historical events for a few games at least. Hopefully you enjoy. If you do, leave a like down below. If you don't, feel free to leave a dislike, and also leave your comments down below as you're watching the montage and I'll make sure to read them. Enjoy.
see that weapon glint? You waste it. Make it count, brother. I'll cover you, and you hit him. Clear your back blast. Stand by! 3, 2, 1, suppress it!